Tyler Herro got punched in the face by his former teammate at a gym in Las Vegas and then had to sit courtside at a summer league game with a black eye, pretending everything was fine. That's the whole story. That's it. That's where we are. So let's back up because this has multiple layers and every single one of them is more unhinged than the last. Bam Adebayo and Tyler Herro spent 7 years together on the Miami Heat. 7 years. They went to 2 NBA finals together. They made 3 Eastern Conference Finals appearances. They were out here being each other's ride or die in Miami for the better part of a decade. And then the Heat traded Herro to the Milwaukee Bucks as part of the package to acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo. And apparently everything that was buried for 7 years just started crawling out of the ground like it was waiting for permission. The trade itself is important context. Herro wasn't just traded casually. He was the centerpiece of a blockbuster deal that sent him, Kelly Oubre, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Kasparis Giannis, 3 first-round picks, and a pair of pick swaps to Milwaukee in exchange for the 2-time MVP. So Miami essentially said, "We like Giannis more than we like you." To Tyler Herro, which is fair, but still. That's not a comfortable thing to hear. And critically, while Herro's name had been in trade rumors constantly throughout his time in Miami, Bam Adebayo's name was never in those conversations. The Heat extended Bam on a 3-year $165 million deal in 2024. Bam was the untouchable one. Herro was the one always on the table. That distinction clearly stuck with Herro more than anyone realized. Here's where the drama actually starts. After the trade, Herro posted a story on his burner Instagram account handle, Wonder Did It, which is already a fascinating brand choice, featuring a graphic of the NBA's worst mid-range shooters from last season. Giannis Antetokounmpo topped that list at 26.8%. Bam Adebayo came in 10th at 35.9%. So Herro, freshly traded, immediately went to his secret Instagram to post a stat that dunked on both the guy he was traded for and the teammate he left behind. That's not subtle. That's not even the same zip code as subtle. That's like getting fired from a job and immediately emailing the company's clients to let them know your old boss is bad at spreadsheets. But it didn't stop there. Screenshots of direct messages between Herro and a Heat fan started circulating online. And in those messages, Herro was allegedly saying things like, "You should get paid $60 million to be a top tier defender on some nights. I'm just wondering." Which is a very diplomatic way of saying Bam is overpaid. The fan eventually leaked the whole conversation, and Herro was not happy about it. He called the fan out for leaking private messages. The fan's response was basically, people needed to hear it. And at that point, the whole thing was already out in the world with no way to put it back. Now here's the part that needs a second to really land. Around the same time all of this was happening, a clip resurfaced of an old interview where Tyler Herro asked Bam Adebayo which teammate would always have his back in a fight. Bam's answer on camera, on record, was Tyler Herro. He said, and I'm not making this up, "I'm gonna say T just because we got the longest relationship." The man literally said Tyler Herro is the person he'd want next to him in a fight. Weeks later, he punched Tyler Herro in the face. This is the timeline we are in right now. So Friday morning, both players are in Las Vegas for NBA Summer League. The Heat are playing the Bucks. Adebayo walks into a gym inside the resort's World Casino. Herro is already in there running drills with his AAU team. According to multiple witnesses, Herro said something to Adebayo when Bam walked onto the court. We don't know exactly what was said, but whatever it was, Bam didn't take a breath, didn't ask for clarification, didn't say, "Hey bro, we can talk about this." He just walked over and punched Tyler Herro in the face without hesitation. That's the exact phrase multiple reporters used. Without hesitation. Like it was already decided before he even walked in the door. It's like showing up to a negotiation with your fists already balled. The paperwork was never getting signed. Herro's AAU coach stepped in and confronted Adebayo. Security got involved. Herro was escorted out while yelling at his former teammate. Both players eventually left separately. No arrests, no police involvement. The Las Vegas Police Department confirmed they were not called, and then somehow life just continued. Here's the detail that broke the internet. Tyler Herro was already sitting courtside for the Summer League game between the Heat and the Bucks before the story even broke publicly. He gave an interview on Amazon Prime Video during the game. He sat there with a mark under his left eye, which reporters noted looked like it could be a fresh mark, and told the camera, "It's all love in Miami." He said he'd seen the guys, seen the coaches, everything was good. Both sides are super happy with this, he said, and then approximately 30 minutes later, Shams Charania posted the story. So Herro went on national television, looked directly into a camera with what was reportedly a fresh black eye from his former teammate, and said, "It was all love." That is a level of composure that I cannot decide is impressive or insane or both simultaneously. The NBA's reaction was immediate. An ominous player walked out of an MBPA meeting that afternoon, saw the news on his phone, and his response was reported as, and I'm quoting directly, "That doesn't seem like a fair fight." 6 words, that's all. Just a completely deadpan observation that a 6'9", 255-pound all-star center punching a 6'5" shooting guard is not exactly an even matchup. Nobody in the entire league was surprised. Multiple reports also noted that Herro has a reputation around the league for talking trash and insinuating he'll fight. One source description floating around was same boring tough guy stuff. So the picture being painted here is that this was not completely out of nowhere for people who know Herro's reputation. Apparently one of those people was Bam Adebayo, who had spent years observing it up close. Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald reported something that adds even more texture to this. He said there's been a level of resentment from multiple former Heat players toward Adebayo, not because of anything Bam did wrong, but because he is always the chosen one, always protected, never in trade rumors, always given the extensions, while his teammates were constantly dangled in deals. Herro apparently was not alone in feeling some type of way about that dynamic, which makes this less of a random fight and more like the dam finally broke after years of pressure that had been building quietly underneath a surface that looked completely fine. No league discipline is expected. The Heat said they're aware and they're not commenting. The Bucks said the same. Bam Adebayo has not addressed it publicly. Tyler Herro's comment was, "My only comment is no comment." So the two most involved people in this situation have contributed exactly 0 sentences of explanation between them, while the rest of the NBA universe is filling in all the blanks with 7 years of context, leaked DMs, burner Instagram accounts, and a resurfaced clip of Bam saying Tyler was the guy he'd want next to him in a fight. The absolute poetic irony of that old clip is going to follow both of these guys for a while. Bam picked Tyler for a fight. Tyler started a fight on the internet. Bam finished it in a hotel gym in Las Vegas in front of an AAU team on a Friday morning before Summer League. And then Tyler went and watched the game anyway with the black eye on camera. I don't know what Heat culture is, but I'm starting to think it's contagious even after you leave. If you made it this far, you clearly enjoy chaos and professional basketball as much as I do. Like and subscribe. You know how it works.